Kakak Mimin, you sound like a British. Oh, really? Thank you. Hello everyone, so it's Kakak Mimin finally securing a YouTube channel. So in here I'm going to share a lot of contents relating to learning English, as well as tips and tricks on how to improve your learning English experiences. A lot of people have been saying that I speak a specific English accent. Do I? But I'm not really sure if I do really speak a specific English accent. But what I'm doing here is like I'm going to support you with your learning. So the very first video ever in this YouTube channel is I'm going to share some tips of how to improve your English learning experience. So remember that different people may have different preferences of how to learn something, and one that is comfortable for the other may not fit you. So think about what are the preferences that you would like better before you start learning English. Okay, so first I'm going to share the very first step is set goals and targets. So a lot of people are very excited at the first time, but then after sometimes they lose motivation and they feel like, why am I even doing this? So it's very important for you to have a clear targets and goals. So why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? So if you have a target in your mind that you're saying that I'm going to these specific schools in 5 years time, or you're saying that I'm going to apply for a job in 3 months time. So if you have that goal in mind, you'll never lose your motivations because you know where you're going. So today, before you start learning, think about what are you getting, what doors are opening when you have English. So that way, whenever you're tired, whenever you feel like I'm not doing this, you will remember that you have a target up there. So you will always be energized and will be fueled with the targets that you have. That's first. The second is practice and practice. So there is no shortcut that you will be able to speak in English directly, or it's like a magic that's poof, you suddenly speak in English. There is no way. So what you need to do is to keep practicing. Well, practicing means in two ways. So if your target is to speak, so what you need to practice is you speak and listen. So these two things are always interconnected, because if you want to speak, you need to listen first. So listen and then you speak. However, if your target in English are to be able to do a writing, say academic writing, so what you need to do is to practice writing and reading. So different goals and different practice things. So remember, your goals might be in speaking, so what you need to do is to speak and listen to some songs, probably watching a movie that will help you in improving your pronunciation as well as your vocabulary. But if your goal is to do an academic writing, so probably you will need to immerse yourself into this academic reading as well as the academic writing. So the only key, whether your goal is for speaking or for writing, you need to do each of them. But if your goal is like two of them, to be able to speak and to write, then you will need to do these whole thing all together. So the third one is, if you want to speak in English, you will need to shift your way of learning, focusing on vocabularies rather than on grammar. A lot of people have been doing it the other way. They focus on grammar and then thinking that they will be able to speak in English. but that's not entirely correct, because you can be proficient or you can be very excellent in grammar, but you will not be able to speak. Yeah, it happens. So if you do grammar, it's like you are memorizing stuff, like what's the structure after the subject and then the predicate, and then how should I change the verbs according to the time. So that will not help you in speaking. If you really want to speak, remember, you can speak without a grammar, because the point of a communication is that when I get you what you're meaning, that when I get what you are saying, so that's fine. That's a communication. So you cannot say to people, hey, I know a present tense, and then say it, but you don't have a vocabulary. So forget about grammar, forget about these whole structural things. You will need to work on your vocabularies first. You can even speak without a grammar. Imagine there are so many tourists coming and they don't even know what's grammar. So you just can't speak without grammar. Collect your vocabulary consistently. And the last one is forget about accent. But kakak mimin? Well, yeah, a lot of people have been obsessing with the accent, because when you sound like an American or you sound like a British, that's so cool that you could die. Oh my god, that's so cool. But if you are a starter, a beginner, and you want to start learning in English, the focus is that not the accent first, but as I have told you earlier, you will need to focus on your vocabulary. Remember, you can even speak in English without an accent. And when are we studying accent? You can learn accent when you have the vocabularies and you're ready to speak. So you have that, the accumulation of the vocabularies, like a whole bunch of the vocabularies, and now you're ready to speak. And then your accent will follow. That will be unto your liking. So if you like it better to American, then you can just watch some videos and immerse yourself into it. Or if you like Harry Potter better, so you can watch the Harry Potter movie, and then you can just immerse yourself into it. But that's not first. That comes at last, after you've got the vocabularies and you're ready to speak. So for now, if you're the beginner, please forget about accent first. You can like them, you can have them as your favorite, but that will come later, because now is the focus. You need to speak first. And remember, as long as people can understand you, then that's fine. And we're coming to the era where people who speak English, call it as non-native. They outnumber the people who are native speakers. So probably you'll be speaking English to not to the people who speak the language, but with people from the other language, say like from Malaysia, Singapore, or from the other part of the country, but they're not native speakers. So at the time, it's not a matter of which English are you speaking, but can we deliver the information, can we deliver the message, and the other person understand what we're saying. So accent will come and follow you after you're ready to speak. That's it. So we've got all the tips and tricks, not really a tricks, but the tips to learn English and to support you in your learning experiences. After all, I want to emphasize, as I have always said in the Instagram of English with K, the consistency is the key. So you cannot start something or become an expert in something only in a short time, but you will need an amount of time, like an extended time, to make yourself an expert. So whatever it is, if you want to start today, remember that you will need to make yourself accustomed or getting used to it for a several amount or extended time. Remember that to be an expert, you will need some hours of practices, some hour of trainings. Then that way you will be an expert. So thank you very much for watching this very first video ever. I will be creating a video every week in here, and we're going to learn and explore a lot of things of learning in English, starting from grammar, reading, pronunciation, and a lot more. So just keep staying in this channel, and don't forget to click subscribe and hit the likes button if you like them, and share it to your friends so a lot of people will know about this channel and they will be subscribing this one as well. Yeah, I will say that that's the right thing to do. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video lesson with me, Kakak Mimin. Bye bye.